Welcome to the Libra full moon, and it is a total lunar eclipse. Now this lunar eclipse follows the Pisces solar eclipse that happened on March 20th. Libra is not the opposite of Pisces. Virgo is. So having the eclipse in Libra is asking for you to make adjustments in order for you to fulfill what was being asked of you with the Pisces eclipse. Eclipses are the most powerful transit you can experience. They herald major completions and beginnings. In Pisces, you are being asked to tune into your spirituality, to tune into your soul, and listen for divine messages as to your unique destiny, why you are here at the most important time in humankind's history, as we are ending the age of Pisces and entering the age of Aquarius. Each one of you has your own unique soul purpose that only you can fulfill. Your soul knows what that is, and you were given insight into that at the Pisces eclipse. Now, if you want to know in detail what the Pisces eclipse means for you and the Libra total lunar eclipse means for you, you can go to my March astrology forecast and my April astrology forecast. There I go into detail as to what it means for you personally. This message is for all of us because we are all experiencing these eclipses. We are all experiencing the Libra full moon eclipse on April 4th. So the Pisces eclipse was bringing up messages about your soul purpose and why you're here. It was also revealing your insecurities, your weaknesses. You may have even experienced feeling cut off from Source during the eclipse, feeling really alone, feeling empty inside. That's what happens when an eclipse takes place with the sun. It eclipses your connection to your mighty I Am presence, and you have to run on your own light for that short, brief time that the eclipse is on. And you want to know how you get in your own way, right? And Pisces being the last sign and ruling that area of self-sabotage for all of us, it's important to know how we get in our own way. And we all do it. We all get in our own way. And by understanding your weaknesses and your limitations, you can work with them to become stronger. Now, at the Libra eclipse happening here, Libra rules relationships. Libra rules other people. And how I see it is, everything is a relationship. You have a relationship to your soul. You have a relationship to your higher self. You have a relationship to Source. You have a relationship to your partners. You have a relationship to your colleagues, your friends, your family. You have a relationship to your work. You have a relationship to your health. You have a relationship to your money. All of life is relationships. And at the Libra eclipse, Pluto is forming a powerful T-square with the Sun in Aries and the Moon in Libra. It's exact. So the Pluto-Uranus is on. Yes, we finished the last square on March 16th and 17th. However, the energy is still on right now. And the South Node is in Aries. There's 2 points on the Moon that are really important: the North Node and the South Node. The North Node represents the direction in life you need to go in, and the South Node represents where you've come from in the past and where you are to no longer travel. So it's interesting that Mercury the messenger is in Aries, close to the South Node, right next to it. The South Node is at almost 10 degrees Aries. The Sun is at 14 degrees 24 minutes Aries. Uranus is at 16 degrees 20 minutes Aries, all opposing the Moon in Libra and the North Node in Libra. So what's being asked of us here? Well, one of the big things is to look at the shadow side in both sides, right? So Aries represents the uprushing of life, new beginnings. It's the plants pushing up through the ground and bursting new life into the sun, into the sunshine. Aries represents the I am. I am an individual. I am free. I am alive. Aries is about living life to the fullest. Libra is about other people, having consideration for other people. Libra is about relationships. What can we do together? Together, we can do it all. The shadow side of Aries is aggression, those Martian energies, aggravation, violence, war. Right makes fight. Fight makes right. Let's fight to be right. And the shadow side of Libra is can't make a decision. The shadow side of Libra is not only indecisiveness, but it's not standing up for yourself. It's not speaking your truth. It's settling in relationship. It's settling for the status quo because you don't like to fight, because you're not willing to stand up for your truth. Now, balance is the key, and this is the highest level of Libra, is teaching us the balance. And balance is the key. Do what supports your balance. When you make a decision, ask yourself, if I do this, will it support my balance? So it's not about going to extremes. It's not about, never doing something again. It's about finding the middle ground, right? So look at what you're doing and see what is getting in your way. Do you need to raise your standards in relationship? Do you need to stop tolerating, putting up with? And do you need to consider other people's feelings, consider other people's needs? So it's about finding that middle ground and being Libra, which is objective and considerate of other people. Pluto-Uranus is on at this time, so the shadow is being stirred up in all of us. And we're seeing this outplay in the world. And so, this energy isn't just going to go away. Yes, Pluto and Uranus finished the last square on March 16th and 17th. However, when we have these full moons and new moons, and they pull these two into it, we will be dealing with this energy of extremes. Yes, it's about change and transformation. And balance is the key. Not going to extremes. Not, being idle, but not being aggressive towards others. So it's about finding that balance where you do what's right for you. And when you do what's right for you, it will be right for others. When you're out of alignment with you, you show up like this. That means when we line up with you, we're lining up like this, you see? But when you're doing what's right for you, you're lining up with your soul and your mighty I am presence. So when we line up with you, we're lining up like this. So it's really important to look at what you need right now. How have you been getting in your own way? What weaknesses and vulnerabilities are coming up for you? That raw feeling inside. What is that? What drives that? And how can you take better care of yourself? How can you love you more than the need to please others? How can you love you more than the need to just keep the status quo, but not being true to you? So balance is the key. You want to be true to yourself, but yet you don't want to run over other people's boundaries. So it is about finding that balance. And this is going to be intense. This first week in April is going to be really intense because the Libra moon is pulling in Pluto and Uranus, and the moon will oppose Uranus on the 4th, the moon will square Pluto on the 4th, then the sun will square Pluto on the 5th, then the sun will conjunct Uranus on the 6th, then Mercury will square Pluto on the 7th, and conjunct Uranus, on the 8th. And so you can see that that first week here in April is super intense, it's super charged up, and balance is the key, right? We see this imbalance in the world, whether it's emotional imbalance, mental imbalance. Finding the balance is what will take care of you during this cycle. This energy, especially with the sun and the moon and now Mercury, it creates these ego battles where we want to be right. I need to be right. I call it right fighting, where people go at it to be right. Forget the facts. Forget the need for peace or balance. I have to be right. And so watch out for that, right? It takes two to have a fight. You can walk away. Pick your battles. Most of it isn't worth any of it anyway. You know what I mean? Like putting that amount of energy into an argument or having to be right. It always comes at a cost. So think about that. Don't allow others to pull you into fighting with them. However, you don't want to allow people to bully you. This is a bully energy. This brings out the bully in some people. And so you don't want to let people run you over and bully you either. So balance is the key. You take care of yourself and you avoid others who are just looking for a fight, right? Some people are just trouble looking for a place to happen. You don't want to engage them because the lunar eclipse, brings things to a head. It brings things to consciousness. It brings things to light. And with Pluto and Uranus involved in it like this is going to bring out some negative behavior. It's going to bring out the imbalance in some people who have mental illness. Mental illness has been, given such a bad rap for so long that it goes untreated. And many people self-medicate with alcohol, and instead of getting the proper care that they need to balance the brain chemistry. And we saw that with the pilot last week, just taking the plane into the mountain like that. That's imbalance. And this energy brings out the imbalance in those that are not balanced in their brain chemistry. And we need to treat mental illness like we do diabetes or cancer. It's an illness that properly cared for can be healed. And drugging it and drinking it isn't going to heal it. And so we want to move past the stigma of, depression or bipolar or whatever else is happening to people so that they can get the proper care, right? For the longest time, men have been told the only emotion they can feel is anger and rage. And many of them are coming back from Iraq with post-traumatic stress syndrome. And we need to care for them. We need to take care of them. And they need proper care. And they need proper dialogue and processing of their emotions and giving them permission to cry. Crying can be incredibly healing. It's a release. It allows the soul to release the pain and suffering it's experienced. Holding it in creates mental imbalance. And so we want to take care of people and give them the proper treatments that they need so that they are balanced and effective in what they're doing, and not thinking that acting out in negative ways is the only solution for them. So this Libra moon is going to bring to conscious awareness the imbalance in your life and what you need to do to heal yourself and create balance in every area of your life. Your health, your work, your relationships. Your wealth is in your health. Your wealth is in your health. And I say this all the time because it's true. What good is all the money in the world if you don't have mental health? You don't have physical health. You're not strong in your body. right? So the better you feel, the more you can work. The more you can work, the more money you will attract, the more abundance you will attract. You are here to have the abundant life. Now, the way out of the Libra lunar eclipse is through Jupiter. So yes, Pluto and Uranus are doing their thing with the sun and the moon and Mercury. Jupiter is in harmony with the sun and the moon. Jupiter is trining the sun and sextiling the moon. So Jupiter is the way out. Wherever Leo lands in your natal chart is your way out of this toxic, negative, challenging energy from Pluto-Uranus, which is invoking Crazy Town. So wherever the Leo is in your chart is where you can move away from the toxicity and create opportunity, joy, fun, pleasure, balance, wisdom. Jupiter rules wisdom. Yes, it can take things to extreme, but it does rule wisdom. Finding your wisdom and trusting what you know to be true. Now, Jupiter goes direct on April 8th, and this is good news. So that first week in April, by the time you get to the 8th forward, the energies begin to improve. Jupiter going direct on April 8th now means opportunities can move forward, opportunities for new business startups, new jobs, new relationships, travel, education. This is a wonderful energy with Jupiter moving forward, and it's going to pick up speed as the days go forward here in April. It's going to give you a really good opportunity to focus your energy on what is working, where you are successful, and work on building up your inner strength, work on building up your inner foundation, work on building up your strength within you. The stronger you are on the inside, the more you can handle on the outside, the externals. You know, with fire, I love fire. I'm a fire sign. Fire just wants to go. You know, you ever watch puppies, you know, running around and they're just running. They have endless energy. Fire is like that. Fire wants to move. Fire wants to take off. The challenge is it may not necessarily be constructive, right? So you have a lot of energy and you want to go and you want to take off and make things happen. However, if you're not grounded and you're not balanced, what good is the fire? So Mercury is going to enter Taurus on the 14th, and that's going to help to slow you down. And I see this as a benefit because the more planets that move into Taurus, it will help to slow down this energy so that you can be more deliberate in your actions. The slower you move, the more deliberate you move, the more effective you will be. Fire just wants to move. Fire just wants to go. Let's begin. Let's make things happen. Woo! Right? But it doesn't mean you're getting anything done. It doesn't mean that you're making any effective change. So as the planets move into Taurus, what you truly love and value, you can start to ground this powerful fire energy so that you can use it in your life more effectively. And that will begin to happen as Mercury enters Taurus on the 14th. Now, the Sun will couple with Mercury on the 10th. Pay attention to important messages coming to you that day, because you could gain tremendous insight into your life and into what you need to be doing right now, what is most important for you. Wherever Aries is in your natal birth chart is where this is happening for you. Venus will enter Gemini on the 11th. She's a bit of a flirt here, but it's fun. It's a fun energy. It's a light energy, and I think we really need it, given the intensity with the Pluto-Uranus, these eclipses. I think we're all ready for a little fun and a lightness, to lighten up, have some fun. Now, Pluto's going to retrograde on April 16th. And this is good because as Pluto pulls back, Uranus is moving forward, and they're going to create a 5-degree orb of separation. By the end of the year, it's only going to be 2 degrees. 5 degrees, 2 degrees. 5 degrees is awesome because it's a large enough space between these two to give us some breathing room. Now, with Pluto retrograding on the 16th, this is going to, be a very powerful transit. It's going to be more subtle when Pluto goes retrograde. However, it will reveal to you, like the Pisces solar eclipse did, is your hidden weaknesses. But it also will reveal to you your hidden strengths, your hidden resources. So it's about working with your limitations. When you work with your limitations, they become tools to manage your life, right? So your limitation is there's only so many hours in the day. And in those hours, you can only work on this project for so long. Or you can only work at this job for so long. Recognize your limitations and allow them to be tools to manage your life. That way, they're no longer limitations. They're actual tools that empower you to be effective in what you're doing. So, at the Libra eclipse, you're going to be shown where you're out of balance, where you need to make adjustments in order to fulfill your divine destiny. And one of the big areas that you'll be looking at is your relationships. What adjustments do you need to make in your relationships in order to be more effective and to be thriving? You're here to thrive. You're here to have it all.
Wise beyond her years, she took away all my tears, swept away all my fears with her big grand eyes as she sang, hello, it's gonna be okay. Hello, there's plenty of rainbows tonight. Hello, need you to stay the day. Hello, you know it's better than goodbye. Stretching out a little hand, she said to take a stand, walking through the fields where the daisies don't grow. Would you be so bold?